Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to EduTap. My name is Devanshu Gupta, and you are watching the General Awareness video where we'll be covering the important current affairs from 5th to 9th of August. So, friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates, and join our Telegram channel through which you will be getting the free PDF for today's session. And the link for the Telegram channel is in the description box below. So, friends, we have extended our monsoon sale where we are offering you flat 40% off on our RBI Grade B, NABARD Grade A, and SEBI Grade A courses. Use code monsoon40 which is applicable only till today, that is 10th of August 2021. So guys, do make use of the offer. Get flat 40% off on our RBI Grade B, NABARD Grade A and SEBI Grade A courses. Guys, let's get started with the MCQs of our current affairs discussed from our previous video. If you don't remember or you cannot recall the answers, go back, watch the videos and then come back and then revise these MCQs. So, recently PV Sindhu has become first Indian woman to win 2 Olympic medals. Which player did Sindhu beat to win the medal at Tokyo Olympics 2020? And the options are He Bingjiao, Tai Tzu Ying, Carolina Marin, Saina Nehwal or none of the above. Well, the right answer for this is He Bingjiao. He Bingjiao from China was defeated by PV Sindhu to win the bronze medal in the Tokyo Olympics 2020. Well, Tai Tzu Ying, who is from Taiwan, won the semi-finals. She defeated PV Sindhu. And well, Carolina Marin, who is from Spain, defeated PV Sindhu in the finals of Rio Olympics 2016, where PV Sindhu got the silver medal and Carolina Marin won the gold medal. Well, Saina Nehwal, she is a badminton player from India. And the right answer for this is He Bingjiao. Just remember the nationalities and remember that He Bingjiao was defeated by PV Sindhu to win the bronze medal in Tokyo Olympics 2020. Tai Tzu Ying was from Taiwan and she defeated PV Sindhu in the semi-finals of the Tokyo Olympics 2020. Carolina Marin, who is from Spain, won the finals of the Rio Olympics 2016, winning the gold medal and defeating PV Sindhu. Next, friends, we have that Ministry of Culture has released Azadi Ka Amrit initiative for 75th Independence Day celebration. Who is the current Minister of Culture? And the options are Bandi Sanjay Kumar, Revant Reddy, Amarjit Sinha, G. Kishan Reddy or none of the above. So guys, Azadi Ka Amrit initiative, under which they have also launched the website rashtragan.in. I hope this will be helping you to recall who the current Minister of Culture is, and the right answer for this is G. Kishan Reddy. Mr. G. Kishan Reddy is the current Minister of Culture, and they have launched the Azadi Ka Amrit initiative, under which they have also launched Rashtragan.in website, where the citizens of India are asked to upload their videos singing national anthem, which will be further compiled and played on the Independence Day celebrations. Next, guys, we have that who has been appointed as the new Controller General of Accounts in August 2021. And the options are Soma Roy Burman, Bhagwat Karad, Syed Modi, Deepak Das or Nirmala Sitharaman. So, the right answer for this is Deepak Das has been appointed as the new Controller General of Accounts. And now discussing the options that we have over here. Soma Roy Burman, well, she was the CGA appointed in 2019. Do remember, so she was the ex-CG of India. Bhagwat Karad, well, he is the Deputy Finance Minister. Syed Modi, well, he is a badminton player. And Deepak Das is the right answer, current Controller General of Accounts appointed in August 2021. And well, Nirmala Sitharaman, she is the Finance Minister. So next we have that recently who among the following personalities has chaired an open debate on maritime security at United Nations Security Council. I hope from the options Vladimir Putin, Pedro Castillo, Narendra Modi, Baswaraj Bommai and none of the above. I hope you all can answer this question fairly easily because we have really discussed this news considering how important it might be from our exam point of view. Well, the right answer is Shri Narendra Modi, who has become the first Indian Prime Minister to chair a debate at the United Nations Security Council. And well, guess what? The debate will be on maritime security, one of the 3 topics that India said it will be discussing during the presidency of the United Nations Security Council for the month of August 2021. Well, what were the 3 topics, guys? Can you recall what were the 3 topics that India said it will be discussing during the presidency of United Nations Security Council? So, one of them was maritime security. The other one was peacekeeping, and the last one was counter terrorism. So these were the three things that India said it will be discussing during the presidency of the United Nations Security Council, and the debate which will be chaired by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji will be on maritime security. Guys, he has become the first Indian Prime Minister to chair a debate at the United Nations Security Council. And guess what? Mr. Vladimir Putin, who is the president of Russia, will also be joining the debate. Guys, Pedro Castillo was in the news because he has become the president of Peru. And the special thing about Pedro Castillo is that he was a teacher who has been elected as a president in Peru. Mr. Narendra Modi, well, we just discussed he is the right answer for the question, and Mr. Basuraj Bommai, he is the new Chief Minister of Karnataka. Next, guys, we have that when is Muslim Women Rights Day celebrated in India? And the options are 21st August, 22nd August, 11th August, 12th August, and 1st August. I hope you all can answer this as well. The right answer for this is 1st August. Since 1st August 2019, the law against triple talaq was introduced, and since then 1st August has been declared as Muslim Women Rights Day in India. Next, guys, I have the answer for your previous video's question, that was how many national waterways are there in India, and Kanchan Seni, who has given the right answer, 111 national waterways are there in India. So I would like to tell you that India has total of 111 national waterways, out of which 106 were created in just 2016. Now I have another question for you. You have to tell me what is the most efficient mode of transportation for a freight carrier, and the options are airways, railways, waterways, roadways, or none of the above, all of the above. So do let me know in the comment section below what is the most efficient mode of transportation for a freight carrier, and the right answer will be all of those who give me the right answer, their comment will be highlighted in the next video. So guys, now moving on to the current affairs from 5th to 9th of August. So IAC-1 Vikrant has sailed off for the first time. Indigenous aircraft carrier 1 Vikrant has completed its maiden 5-day sea voyage from Cochin shipyard. Guys, if we remember, INS Vikrant, which was India's first aircraft carrier, which did played a major role in the 1971 war. Well, the Vikrant, which is named after the INS Vikrant, indigenous aircraft carrier Vikrant has been named after the INS Vikrant, has completed its first 5-day voyage from the Cochin shipyard. So guys, what are some important facts about the IAC-1 Vikrant? The first very important fact is that it is the first indigenously built, developed, designed aircraft carrier in India. It has been named after the 1971 hero INS Vikrant, and it has taken its first 5-day voyage from the Cochin shipyard. Guys, it is being developed at the Cochin shipyard, and so these are some important facts that are to be remembered from the exam point of view. Next, we have that e-bicycles for food delivery. So e-bicycles for food delivery will be used for the first time in India, and they will be used in Hyderabad city. And the initiative is taken by, well, guess what? Which are the two companies that have taken the initiative to use e-bicycles for food delivery? The Swiggy and Hero Electro have taken the initiative to use e-bicycles for food delivery, and they will be starting with the Hyderabad city, where they'll be using the two agencies, Fast Dispatch Logistics and AS Group, to do the last mile delivery in Hyderabad using Hero Electro bicycles. So guys, just remember two key facts, that Swiggy has partnered with Hero Electro to provide e-bicycles for food delivery in Hyderabad. And yes, so that's it for this topic. Next, we have that new ULCC airline Akasa has been launched. So a ULCC airline is a ultra low cost carrier airline, and the name of the carrier is Akasa. Well, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, who holds 40% stake in the company, has said that the Akasa Airlines will be launched by April 2022. And guys, the special thing about the Akasa Airlines is that they are based on the ULCC model. So the current the current market leader in the airlines industry in India, that is Indigo, currently uses the LCC model, that is low cost carrier model, and it holds currently 54% of the market share. So Indigo holds 54% of the Indian domestic market share of airline industry, but Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is optimistic that Akasa Airlines, which will be following the ULCC model, that is ultra low cost carrier airline model, will be the future of airlines in India. Basically, they'll be taking even more, cost cutting things, which will bring down the airfare, that will bring increase the profits, and that will decrease the cost of flying. So next we have that Khel Ratna award, that is the highest sports honor in India, has been renamed from Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna award to Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna award. Guys, Major Dhyan Chand is regarded as one of the greatest hockey player in Indian history, and after the fantastic performance of the Indian hockey team in the Tokyo Olympics, the step has been taken to rename the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna award to Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna award. Guys, Khel Ratna award is the highest sports honor in India, and it comes with a prize of rupees 25 lakh for the winner. Along with that, guys, I would also like to tell you that Bharat Ratna award, which is the highest civilian honor award, you have to tell me that what is the prize given to the winner of the award. So next we have that NASA's Mars simulation mission has been launched. The 1 year long crew health and performance exploration analog CHEPI, which is the first of 3 missions of the NASA's Mars simulation mission, has been launched, and NASA is hoping that it will be able to shortlist 4 to 5 applicants for the mission, where they'll be living in a 1 year long Mars simulated environment on Earth, where they'll be living with the food constraints, water constraints, weather constraints, gravitation simulations, and they'll be acclimatized to the environment of Mars. And based on the results, NASA will be concluding what are the things which will help people habitat on Mars. So next we have that sunscreens affecting the coral reefs have been banned in Thailand. So basically these chemicals in the sunscreens were affecting the coral lives of Thailand. The swimmers, the surfers who used to go there applying sunscreens with chemicals used to affect the marine life, the coral life, and hence Thailand has taken a step to ban the chemical sunscreens from its marine national parks. Guys, a similar initiative was also taken by Hawaii in USA. Next we have that Lovlina Borgohain has won bronze medal in women's boxing in Tokyo Olympics 2020. Along with that, Indian relay team has broken the Asian record for men's 4x400 relay race, and the team comprised of Mohammad Anas, Noha Nirmal, Rajiv Arokia and Jacob Amoj. Guys, an important fact to note over here, that even though the Indian team was able to break the current Asian record for 4x400 relay race, they were still unable to qualify to win a medal at the Tokyo Olympics 2020. So next we have Dr. Dhriti Banerjee, who has been appointed as the first women director of Zoological Survey of India since the 1916. She will be the first women director of Zoological Survey of India, Dhriti Banerjee. Previously she has been a scientist and she has done research on zoological surveys. So next we have Mr. P.S. Banerjee, who is from Kerala, has passed away, and he was a cartoonist, sculptor and a folk singer. Guys, do remember these his occupations and the state from which he belonged. Mr. P.S. Banerjee was a cartoonist, sculptor and folk singer, and he has passed away in August 2021. He belonged to Kerala. Next, guys, we have the National Handloom Day, which is marked on 7th of August. So to commemorate the Swadeshi movement, which was started in 1905, after its 100th century, the government started the National Handloom Day, which is celebrated on 7th of August to celebrate our country's rich fabrics and colorful weaves. So basically, we are trying to emphasize on the hand woven clothes and the handloom culture in India, which is now being succumbed by the machine or the automated cloth manufacturing. So this is a way to remember the handloom culture and the fabrics and the colorful weaves that the India has worn. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you will be taking part in the MCQs and in the questions in the comment section below. The people who will answer the right question, their names, their comments will be highlighted in the next video. Visit our website writers@hello@edutab.co.in. Thank you, guys.